Christianity in East Africa. That's why when you go down over there in the beach, you can see the cross from 1868. But when they reached here, they came with two objectives. One of the objectives was to spread Christianity in East Africa, but also it was to abolish slave trade. So this area by that time was called a freedom village, where they used to free people. So after that year, also, they constructed the first church in 1872. Now the church, there is no longer church because there is a tower. They made a tower of Dr. David Livingstone. They call it Dr. David Livingstone. Because where the Dr. Livingstone was rested for one night before being transported to Zanzibar. But Dr. David Livingstone actually he was born in Scotland, UK in 1830. So after finishing his studies, he was sent by the Queen Victoria to Kemo, Africa to spread Anglican and also to fight against slave trade. So he came to Zanzibar, it was 1854, then he went to southern of Tanzania, then he went to Lake Tanganyika. But you know by that time there was no any means of communication, so the Queen Victoria, she didn't know where Dr. David Livingstone is. So she decided to send people, like John Speak, to Kemo, Africa, try to look for Livingstone. So these people, they came to Bagamoyo, and you know by that time the number of white people here in Africa was very low. So there was like stories that they have seen a white man in Lake Tanganyika. So they went to Lake Tanganyika in 1871. So they meet Dr. David Livingstone. Then after they went to Lake Victoria. But Lake Victoria by that time was called Lake Nyanda. But Livingstone and his fellow was the one who renamed as Victoria. But historical background, we don't know it was to remember his wife or his queen, because his wife was also Victoria. Then after he went to Zambia, in Chitambo, and unfortunately in 1873 he died. After dying, he had 6 African servants whom they used to travel together all over Africa. So during his lifetime, he speaks to his people that once I die in Africa, they should not bury him in Africa. They should bring back for his own country. And by that time, there was no technology of preserving the dead body. So they took something like sharp things, like a knife. So they cut his stomach. They removed intestine in internal organ inside of the stomach. And they buried them under mango tree. And then they took a soil they put on his body. And they took his body to the sun to dry for 2 weeks. Then they carried his body by shoulder from Zambia to Bagamoyo. So they spent 9 months walking in the body. So they were alive in Bagamoyo here. It was 1874. So the body was taken by the missionaries into the church. And then he was rested in the church for one night. Then he went to Zanzibar, and Zanzibar, they find the British embassy. They transport him to Rwanda. So he was buried in two continents, Europe and Africa. Yeah. So this is the second church, which was still used today. It was built for 5 years, from 1909 to 1914. So after walking around, you'll be able to go inside of the church. So if there is a question to ask, Karibu to ask some questions. Robert, my name. Yes.
Hi, it's Hato again.
And this is Helen. Yeah. She's shy, most of the time sociable. She wants to be a Tanzanian.
Okay, guys, time. Okay, let's go.
Alright, lunchtime, guys.
So I want to play the instruments.
It's like the piano.
Good evening.
It's a xylophone.
Ah. Wonderful. Alright, bro, I think you can save it. What here?
So if it's red here, it means it's recording.
Ah, so. Mambo. The attack. I mean me. But you know, you are my advisor now.
No, you should not. Because, yeah.
I know. Hi, my fellow media, whatever.